Hi Leos, how are you? Let's go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for being here. 9-card spread with significators. I'll organize these in a moment with the significators for each row. Significators for each row. 2 more shuffles. Okay. Center of the reading, the Hermit. Center of the reading, the Hermit. This is calling for you. First of all, Leos, as a fire sign, as a fixed fire sign, you are like just go, go, go. Okay? And I know this sounds really weird, but I have a friend that has a little pug puppy, and it's a Leo. And I know this sounds really weird, but this dog just goes. I mean, it does not, it's like it almost, like it'll run head first into a wall because it's chasing a ball or something and not even feel any pain. It's just only trying to get the ball. And it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And it's like it doesn't realize that it's absolutely exhausted, right? And then as soon as you put him in his kennel, he just lays right down and goes to sleep for like 6 hours straight because it just is so much energy. And then you tell him to go to sleep and he goes to sleep. That's what this reminds me of you guys this month. This is like a time out because you're just so into everything and so into what you're doing, okay? It's like a forced time out. Now, what's really interesting is we have the 4 of Cups here reversed, which means there's all this stuff coming to you. You're open to everything. You're all excited, right? You're ready to accept those offers. The offers are coming to you, but you gotta take care of yourself at the same time, okay? Judgment and then the Sun reversed. Put these here so you can see them. So this Sun reverse really reminds me, it's really correlating for me the story that I just told with the Hermit and kind of this forcing yourself to take a time out when there's all this stuff happening, because you're so excited to go and get, and we've got Mars coming in, all of these planets are in Capricorn, and there's just this surge of energy. And just with your baseline Leo energy, you're just wanting to get all of it now, right? Work harder than you've ever worked, be more organized than you've ever been, get more contracts than you've ever gotten, get the girl, get the guy. And it's just like, if you keep going at that pace, you're going to burn yourself out. All right. So this is like very loudly saying, you got to take this time out. You got to take this time out because you need this balance. It's incredibly important. Okay. 8 of Wands, the Hangman. Okay. Take the time out. This isn't taking a time out because you're feeling a certain way, or taking a time out because you're having anxiety or your mind's spinning. There's a lot of stuff that's going to keep going, and there's a lot of stuff that's going to keep moving, but you're really needing to back away to create this balance, right? To allow the signs and the signals to come in for you so that you can keep shining. Okay? Because we know you're very rarely satisfied. Now, you're always very happy-go-lucky, right? You're always very happy. You're always very excited. But there's always another level for you, which is one of our favorite qualities about you, right? There's more luxury. There's more showy. There's more money. There's more happiness. There's more. So he's looking at this. Okay, not that he's saying he's giving up because he's content, right? This isn't saying you're giving up because you're content with where you are. It's not saying that you are taking a time out because you're needing to sort out your thoughts. On the contrary, there's still lots you can do. But in order to get to regain enough energy to get to that next level, to become more organized, to seek higher counsel, and then execute what they tell you to, in order to do that, Leos, you have to take a breather. You really, really do. Because there's signs and signals along the way. Okay, you could be dealing with an air sign, but all these readings this month, you know, I wanted them to be love readings. They're kind of not love readings for me. For most of the readings I've done so far, they're not love readings. So, you know, the Queen of Swords reversed can be very angry, very vindictive, very strategic in a self-serving way. And part of that is, if this is around you, if this energy is around you, you're going to have to be still and listen so you can pinpoint who it is or what the situation is that's going to be around you, so you don't fall into that trap. And again, we have manipulation, deceit here, right? Sneaky behavior, cunning behavior. So this isn't saying to just slow down and stop, like, and just rest on your laurels, like quite the contrary, but you have to be still for some moments so you can go full force ahead. Okay, let's pull a couple clarifiers. These readings are very short this month. Okay, let's pull some clarifiers. Pull a couple clarifiers. Please clarify this Queen of Swords reversed and this King of Cups reversed. Queen of Swords reversed. Again, this is talking about stopping. Now, this could also be saying you could be in a situation where, in order to get that last step forward or that one up, it could require you to be somewhat not on the up and up, right? A little bit of a negative edge to getting what you want. So again, like, you don't have to get it so badly that you have to do unethical behavior, right? So that's, and she's facing the Hierophant. So definitely seek higher counsel from, you know, like a mastermind group or a leader in your industry or somebody that you really look up to that's going to guide you in appropriate moral and ethical ways. Now, I don't think this is going to get out of hand in any sort of way, but, you know, before acting, stop and kind of seek counsel, even if the counsel is within your own soul, all right? Just kind of second guess the motive and you'll get your answer. You'll definitely get your answer. And the answer will be, don't go forward. Don't go through with it. Let's clarify the Queen. Okay. King of Cups clarified by the Four of Wands, which is, you know, a ceremony. It is a celebration. It is people coming together. Could be looking a little too much at the end result as opposed to the path that you've taken to get there. Let's clarify this King of Cups again and the Four of Wands together with one card. Okay, everything's coming here. Okay. I love that this is a pentacle because it does have to do with growth. It does have to, it's talking about stepping back and getting back to basics and communicating intention, motives, right? From a soul level. Yes, a building level. Yes, we're talking about money. Yes, we're talking about tangible objects. Yes. But stepping back a little bit. It doesn't have to be so strategic. It doesn't have to be so emotional and so controlled, right? It can, like, step back into the innocence of it. That's where, when you're stepping back into the innocence of it, because you've been quiet, because you've been balanced, because you've sought counsel, even if it is your own counsel, because you stopped and listened and thought, stepping back into kind of the precursor of the action will make you realize that maybe a different route needs to be taken, and therein lies where the actual celebration will be. Okay? Very, very, very poignant reading, Leos. Leave your comments below. I'm curious where your thoughts are with this reading. Let's look at some outcome cards. Spirit Universe, pull 3 outcome cards for Leos. Okay. Queen of Wands. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Queen of Wands, going after what she wants, loves the process of getting and earning and succeeding, right? Loves money, very positive, very optimistic, but also very wholesome and good. All right, so here we have this internal battle that you're fighting within yourself right here. This internal battle that you're fighting yourself. So this isn't, you don't have to have your guard up with other people. You have to have your guard down with other people. And the only way to get your guard down with other people and those around you in the situation is to step back, okay, and listen and be still. It's going to be very obvious. All right? Barriers not up, barriers are down. You're going to have an internal battle. You can still succeed. You can still win. There will still be a point where you can definitely celebrate, but going about it in a different way. Right? Okay. All right. Leave your comments below, Leos. I'm very curious what your thoughts are on this. I love you so much. I'll see you next month. Okay? All right. Bye.